What the hell?
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 Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome to What the Hell Should I Watch? Your weekly rundown of what we're watching, which may become what you're watching, coming at you every Friday at 9 a.m. Pacific time on stevestepping.ca. And this week, well, Timothy Chalamet is going to make sure that I went out of 2025 with a big film. Jack Black and Paul Rudd are taking on the reboot side of film, but from the comedy side, and an animated character that's been around for 25 years got its fourth film. But let's get started. That's right, fresh for your eyeballs. And this week we're going to kick off with probably one of the big blank spots on my awards screener watching, or just like the award season watching. It's this and Die My Love, I think, at this point. But there was no screeners going out for this film at all. And I'd been seeing the trailers for a while. And once I saw what the film was about, I was like, huh, ping pong? Really? We're gonna go down the
Balls of Fury.
All right, yeah. Honestly, the last ping pong movie I saw was Balls of Fury. So I think Balls of Fury and Forrest Gump. But now I can think Marty Supreme.
Marty Mauser, a young man with a dream no one respects, goes to hell and back in pursuit of greatness. Starring Timothy Chalamet, Gwyneth Paltrow, Odessa A'zion, Kevin O'Leary, Tyler O'Conma, Abel Ferreira, and Fran Drescher. Written and directed by Josh Safdie. Kevin O'Leary, though.
I know, it's so weird, and he plays a rich guy.
Why would he play anything else? He's
exactly.
Like, no, I won't play anybody if their net worth is less than 1 billion. Like,
this is just a Josh Safdie like realism thing. You remember Uncut Gems, right? Like they had Kevin Garnett in that movie. There's like weird acting choices in that film as well. And this is the first time for a few actors in this. Kevin O'Leary being one of them, and Tyler O'Conma is actually Tyler the Creator.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, and he's actually quite good in it. He's not hugely in it, but he's just like another character on Marty Mauser's path to greatness, and it's a lot of stepping on people. Like that's basically a lot of ways in like kind of like talking his way in, manipulation. Like I don't feel like Marty Mauser is a good dude at all, but it's a big, and he gets himself into big situations. It does feel like a big character film, and Chalamet does a really great job of carrying this film. Like he is really, really solid in this. Gwyneth Paltrow, I actually liked quite a bit in this film. And she's quite beautiful. She hasn't done a film in a while.
She's been focusing on Goop, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. That hasn't been Marvel. Like she did all the Pepper Potts stuff over the last decade or so, but she hasn't done anything like outside of that. So it was cool to see her in this film. Like I said, Tyler the Creator is great. Odessa A'zion, she is the daughter of Pamela Adlon. Do you know who Pamela Adlon is?
Maybe.
She's the voice of Bobby Hill.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, and as an actress, she was in a show called Better Things that she wrote and directed.
Okay.
And she was, do you ever see Californication with David Duchovny?
Mm-mm.
Okay, she's his best friend's wife in that.
Okay.
She's really funny. But I had no idea that was her mom until somebody called her a Nepo baby on the internet. And I was like, whose daughter is she? So I had to look it up. And yeah, Pamela Adlon. So,
Okay.
but I really dug this film. It does feel big. In some theaters, including the International Village in Vancouver, are showing it in 70 millimeter,
Hmm.
which is awesome. It's cool that we have two 70 millimeter projectors in Vancouver now, because the park is now open and using that projector. And yeah, that International Village got their own 70 millimeter. So very, very cool. But yeah, this does feel like a big movie. It does feel like it's going for Oscar. I'm still trying to weigh where it sits. We just had, I mean, we just did our top 10 last week. There's just been so many really great films. So it's always like carving a chunk out of it to fit something in sometimes.
Yeah.
And I am willing to do it. I'm just not sure. I'm still weighing over Marty Supreme. I saw it like 4 days ago now, and I'm still kind of mulling it over. But definitely an interesting film. Some of the cast members that weren't mentioned in that intro. Sandra Bernhard is in this film. Somebody a stand-up comedian and an actress I haven't seen in a long time. She's mostly known. She was on Roseanne, so she was mostly known
Okay.
for that. Emery Cohen, who I recently just saw in Roofman, he pops up in this one. Geza Rohrig, who is the lead in Son of Saul, a film that I've told you about before. The definitive Holocaust film in my summation, where you're literally put on his back for the whole film. Incredible stuff. David Mamet, writer and director and theater asshole and right-wing dickhead now. David Mamet, because he's praised Trump recently and stuff, so fuck him. But he pops up in this film as well. And Penn Jillette. You know who Penn Jillette is? Penn and Teller?
Yeah, it was like that. Okay.
Yeah, Penn
Odd.
Jillette's in this, and kind of a pivotal role too.
Okay.
That's quite funny. So let's get nerdy, like I do. Is the score for this one is done by Daniel Lopatin, who I have already talked about before. Unfortunately, it wasn't a great movie I was talking about before, but he did the score for the Weeknd's movie Hurry Up Tomorrow earlier in 2025, which I drove to Kelowna for and was not good. And it was shot by a guy that I've already talked about before, Darius Kanji, who did Eddington, was his last film he did that I talked about on this show. But he's also a Ridley Scott guy through and through. And some trivia that I came up with, and I'm gonna have to read some of this one. So Timothée Chalamet trained in table tennis for about 6 to 7 years, starting in 2018 to prepare for his role in the upcoming movie. He kept up his training while working on other films, including Wonka, Dune Part 2, The French Dispatch, and Complete Unknown, always traveling with the table. Method.
Okay. Well, I guess it's better method acting than Jared Leto. So
There
there's
we
that.
go. There we go. The film was loosely based on the life of table tennis champion, hustler, entertainer, and entrepreneur Marty Reisman. The film cost $70 million, and this was the most expensive A24 film, surpassing Civil War, which cost $50 million to make.
It's a movie about table tennis. What?
But it's a period piece too.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Takes place in 51.
That'll drive the budget.
Yeah,
then.
and it's so fucking authentic. Like, so, and that there's also like even the table tennis scenes, there's a really great look to them, and the darkness and the stands and everything. Like this is a cinema movie. This is like this movie, One Battle After Another, and Sinners, and I'll put Train Dreams in that category, are real cinema films, but in the that are accessible to the mainstream.
Right.
In my opinion. And Train Dreams only because it was released on Netflix. Otherwise, people are not seeking that film out. But if they see it pop up on Netflix, they're more inclined to watch it. The film premiered at the 63rd New York Film Festival as a surprise screening. Josh Safdie revealed in the screening's introduction that he finished the film at 2 a.m. the night prior. It was hot off the presses and into the theater. That's pretty cool. Gwyneth Paltrow told Vanity Fair that when she met Timothée Chalamet, who she was going to film several sex scenes with, she joked, "Okay, great. I'm 109 years old and you're 14." Because I mean, that's also like a main thing in the movie. Like it's a conquest for Marty as well to get this age, this older actress who is married to Kevin O'Leary's character. So yeah, to add more to it. Abel Ferreira, a wild man, a crazy man who has threatened other directors in his life, like Werner Herzog, when Werner Herzog did his version of Bad Lieutenant, because the original with Harvey Keitel was done by Abel Ferreira. He stars in this film, also a pivotal character, and his character has a dog. Like one of his main parts of his storyline is this dog. And Abel's actually terrified of dogs, so that's kind of funny. But Abel Ferreira is, I don't know, he feels very New York, so I can see that's why Josh Safdie put him in this film as well as he's Abel fucking Ferreira. So Paul Thomas Anderson, the great PTA, who did one of the best films of 2025, said that this is one of his favorite films of 2025. And like I said earlier, this was Gwyneth Paltrow's first non-Marvel theatrical film in 10 years, which is kind of wild to think about. But Marty is a great film. It plays really great on the big screen. It's got great sounds, got a great soundtrack to it. More of a contemporary soundtrack, like not a time period based soundtrack. But Josh Safdie, because it's funny because both Josh and Benny Safdie made films this year, because Benny made Smashing Machine. I think Josh edged him out on this one because I think Marty is definitely the better film. I connect more to the source material with Benny's film, but Timothée Chalamet's just got so much charisma. He just really is an interesting actor to watch. So I dug this one a lot. All right, moving on. So we're talking reboots now, but we're talking reboots with a comedy edge to it. And they're reaching back to a film from 1997 for Sony to do a reboot. This one is Anaconda.
A group of friends are going through a midlife crisis. They decide to remake a favorite movie from their youth, but encounter unexpected events when they enter the jungle. Starring Paul Rudd, Jack Black, Steve Zahn, Tandwi Newton, Daniela Melchior, and Selton Mello. Written and directed by Tom Gormican.
This movie, honestly, I needed something kind of dumb, and it fit the niche really well. I saw this on Christmas Eve afternoon, and it is a movie that plays in the metaverse. The director of this film also did The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage. So he was already used to playing a little bit with reality. And yeah, this is like a goofy take on the fan film stuff. Like a few years ago, there was a documentary that came out about a group of kids decades earlier who had done their best version of a shot-for-shot remake of Raiders of the Lost Ark. And this feels like it was slightly inspired by that story. It's like, okay, everyone, they made this film as kids, it really brought them together, but now they're in a position that they want to make a real movie to maybe, create some kind of spark in their life and stuff. And the chemistry between Rudd and Jack Black is great because they're both just really consummate professionals when it comes to comedy. And it's nice to see Paul Rudd have a little bit of a recovery, because he did do Friendship this year, which I loved, but he did Death of a Unicorn this year, which is a
Yeah,
film
he
that I
did.
had hyped in my mind, and it's comparable to this one. It's a monster film. It's a monster film comedy. And I have to say that Anaconda came out way better on the other side of it. Steve Zahn is hilariously adorable in this film.
Always.
I don't want to give away for spoiler reasons because I feel like this is a movie we'll check out eventually. But there's some really funny stuff with his character. The MVP for this one for me is Selton Mello, who he's their guide and the snake guy, the guy that handles the snake for them. And he I was like, why is his face so familiar? And I couldn't really figure it out. But then I looked up his filmography afterwards, and he was in I'm Still Here, the Brazilian film that closed last year's festival. He was the dad that got taken by the police and then disappeared.
Oh, what? Okay.
Yeah, it's him, Selton Mello. That's who that guy is. So I was like, wow, what a weird pull. Which is actually coincidentally something that I've ordered on Blu-ray, so I will talk about that again eventually. But yeah, it's a film that kind of surprised me. I thought it was going to be kind of lowbrow, low bar, but it actually made me laugh quite a bit, and was a good Christmas Eve afternoon screening. A couple of the other people that appear in this one that weren't brought up, Iona Sky, who feel like I haven't seen in years, shows up as Jack Black's wife in this one, and John Billingsley, who is like a genre actor from many different things, a lot of TV, is in this one, as well as two secret cameos that I think have probably come out by this point, but I'm not going to talk about them. I'm going to wait for Chloe to see them, and then I'll talk about them. Let's get nerdy here. The film was written by what's the director's name again on this one? Tom Gormachan. Gormican.
Yeah.
He co-wrote it with Kevin Eaton, who wrote The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with him. But he also wrote Beverly Hills Cop Axel F for Netflix, as well as TV shows Workaholics, which I love, Desperate Housewives,
Oh my god. Okay.
and Ed with Tom Cavanaugh. And Justin Long was in that. I think that's the first thing Justin Long did.
Okay.
The score for this one, I talked about this guy already. David Fleming, who did the score for Eternity more recently. He also did the score for Superman this year. So very busy year for him. 3 films in 1 year. And it was shot by 3 different cinematographers. They had the main guy, and then they had a couple B units. The main guy, though, was a guy I've talked about before, Nigel Bluck, who shot one of Chloe's favorite movies of the year, Lilo and Stitch.
Who said that?
That one. Also, Richard Bluck, I assume that's his brother, I would say. He was on the second unit for this one, and he shot the sci-fi film Ash with Aaron Paul, which was a lot of deep reds. So I gotta love the cinematography, at least for that film. The reds of that one are really great. I just don't feel like the film really all came together that well. But next, he's doing an adaptation of The Wind in the Willows. Julian Fellows is writing this one, and it's going to star Ricky Gervais. So that sounds fun.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's some trivia here. Jack Black replaced Nicolas Cage to make this film. So Tom Gormican approached Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal while working with them on Unbearable Weight about doing this film. Pascal liked the script but couldn't do it due to scheduling, because of course the guy's doing like 17 films. So it's like he probably has them booked from like 3 years ago. But Nicolas Cage was kind of balked on it because he thought it would make massive talent less special. So yeah, that was his reasoning, I guess, because of the meta-ness of it. So then Paul Rudd gets on board, and they bring it back to Nicolas Cage, but he asked for rewrites to make his Doug character darker and more inspired by the John Voight character in the original film. And the studio did not approve any of his ideas. Cage leaves, Jack Black joins.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, and another fun thing, Jack Black and Steve Zahn, this is their second film together. They did a film called Saving Silverman, which is actually kind of a funny film. They're like a Neil Diamond cover band. I think, yeah, they're a Neil Diamond cover band with Jason Biggs. But Anaconda's, it's, again, you're gonna watch it, you're not gonna watch it. It's not like when you're gonna be like, I'm waiting to hear what people say about this one. It's Jack Black, it's Paul Rudd, and it's in a giant snake, and it's in the jungle, and it's a lot of fun. So I would recommend it. Alrighty, next up, and I know Chloe is a huge, actually, if you watch the show, you know Chloe is a huge fan of the little bit of subgenre to this film, but I was asked a question by Chloe. What's Daisy Ridley been up to? And it's this. This is one of the things. It's called We Bury the Dead.
After a catastrophic military disaster, the dead don't just rise, they hunt. Ava searches for her missing husband, but what she finds is far more terrifying. Starring Daisy Ridley, Mark Cole-Smith, and Brenton Thwaites. Written and directed by Zach Hilditch.
See, and there's a little like even in that write-up that they hunt, there's a little inconsistency to that because most of the victims of this this accidental detonation of, or whatever it is, died instantly and are just dead. But then you have some that are animated enough to just like standing there and
Just
like
chilling?
grinding their teeth. It's disturbing. That's why the sound design on this movie is really good, because it really kind of gets under your skin, just kind of like that grossness and that. Also, you talked on the last episode in the top 10 about the ankle scene from Long Walk. There is a total ankle scene in this movie, walking
Great.
on walking on the leg bone.
Yummy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's definitely a scene there. And yeah, some do attack, but this one is more about, this feels like it's like a zombie tinged meditation on the desperation of the initial right after a big disaster like that, and being disconnected from somebody. Like Daisy Ridley is looking for her husband. She's disconnected, doesn't know what's going on in this world, is introduced to the most horrific things you could possibly see, and so many, decaying dead bodies and stuff like that. And but slowly as this journey progresses, you're finding out the last interactions between her and her husband and stuff, so it brings up more feelings of closure, remorse. Like there's definitely a lot of stuff that's working through this film, and Daisy really is quite good in this one. Brendan Thwaites, I really like Brendan Thwaites anytime he shows up and stuff. So he's great, and he's got the long hair and the goatee and everything. He's really rocking a look for this film. But the construction of this film is what I really liked, in the cinematography, because there's a lot of aerial shots straight down from great distances of like, bombed out roadways and stuff, just the destruction of this catastrophic event. And it was fascinating to see that and see the action kind of against that, and see little dots of characters move within it. So I thought that was really fascinating to watch, and probably look really great on the big screen. I did not see it on the big screen, saw it on the screener, but it was still worth checking out either way. Only one quick nerdy bit on this one. The score for this one was done by just one name, Clark. Clark did the score. Clark.
Clark.
He did the score for a really great, I think it's a Shudder film called Daniel Isn't Real with Patrick Schwarzenegger, which is just, if you want to see a really cool imaginary friend movie, watch Daniel Isn't Real. It's good. And a Stephen King adaptation that was done as a series on Apple TV Plus, Lisey Story, with Julianne Moore. Clark did the score for that as well. But We Bury the Dead, I mean, it has horror elements to it, not full horror. Definitely got a lot of blood to it and some disturbing imagery, but again, like a lot of modern horror, it is about the emotional journey, and it generalizes and puts movies in boxes when you say that, but I still think it has its unique voice within that. Alrighty, one that I know Chloe's been waiting for, and she's actually going to be checking out herself with her kids, so we get the full rounded review from her next week. But anybody who knows me knows that I am a massive SpongeBob fan, and Chloe is responsible for that, if not wholly responsible, at least 90% of it. But now we got a new one. We got the fourth film, and not a lot of animated films make it to 4, but this is the SpongeBob movie, Search for Squarepants.
Desperate to be a big guy, SpongeBob sets out to prove his bravery to Mr. Krabs by following the Flying Dutchman, a mysterious, swashbuckling ghost pirate, to the deepest depths of the deep sea. Featuring the voices of Tom Kenny, Clancy Brown, Roger Bumpus, Bill Fagerbach, Carolyn Lawrence, Mr. Lawrence, George Lopez, Isis Ice Spice Gaston, Arturo Castro, Sherry Cola, Regina Hall, and Mark Hamill. Directed by Derek Dryman.
I know you're looking forward to this, and it is just as good as you want it to be. Yes, I feels like only the first movie was in traditional 2D animation. I think everything else has been this hybrid of like a more,
like 3D animation.
Yeah. It's been more textured for the rest of the films, and in my personal opinion, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie is goated.
The first one?
Yes.
Yeah. With David Hasselhoff? Yeah.
Yes. There's no that is a hard bar to get over. So, yeah. But that said, I have not been let down by a SpongeBob movie yet. And Search for Squarepants, it does not ruin that trend. Plus, it gives Mark Hamill like a juicy villain role. Like, he wasn't the voice in the cartoons. It was Brian Doyle Murray. But him doing the voice, especially being an iconic voice actor as he is, for him to do the voice is just something really, really, really special. I love SpongeBob. I love Patrick. I love all of the little characters. I love the insanity and the off the rails that this story can do, that they can do with the story. And they've been doing it for 25 years, and the characters have not changed. And that's perfect, because they shouldn't. They should be the most static characters you could possibly have. And the big guy stuff is hilarious. It's really, really funny. So not much more I can say about it, especially with you going to see it next week. So we'll talk more rounded about it next week. I'm going to do some nerdy stuff because I won't do it next week. The film was written by Pam Brady, who is largely known as a Trey Parker and Matt Stone lady, because she wrote Team America World Police and South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. But she also wrote Hamlet 2 with Steve Coogan. Have you seen that film?
No.
Oh, it's so funny. It's so funny. Yeah, it's really, really good. And Hot Rod.
Okay.
She wrote Hot Rod. In the TV market, she wrote Lady Dynamite for Maria Bamford, which is just a hilarious fever dream of a Netflix show. And a sitcom called Just Shoot Me that aired probably around the time you were born. But there is some bad stuff on her resume. I noticed she did this year's animated extravaganza Smurfs.
Oh,
yeah, and a film on Netflix a couple of years ago called The Bubble, which was fucking awful. Had such a great cast, and it was just horrendously bad. And I think Judd Apatow directed that film. It was bad. It was really bad. And one of the other writers on this one is Matt Liebman, who wrote Free Guy with Ryan Reynolds, and Scoob, the animated Scooby-Doo movie that was released during the pandemic, and then they made a sequel to it, and it got shelved by Warner Brothers and David Zaslav, and will never be seen. Like Batgirl.
Okay.
Never be seen. Continuing on the creative side of this one, the story for it was done by Mark Cesarelli, who on his resume has an interesting TV show that he wrote for. He wrote for a show called Uncle Grandpa.
Oh, yeah.
Is that the show that had Pizza Steve?
I don't know anything really about it. I just know the name of the show, and I know the character Uncle Grandpa. It came out like around the Gravity Falls era, and I was kind of already out of like animated TV at that time, because that was like 2015 around there. So yeah,
Fair
but
enough.
I'm just aware of it.
Aware of Uncle Grandpa.
Yeah.
Let's get deeper nerdy here. The score for this one was done by John Debney, who's been around for a long time. Like his credits go way back in the 80s. But some notable ones: he did the score for Elf, Passion of the Christ.
What? Okay.
Yeah, and Sin City. I thought those would be funny to pair together. Passion of the Christ and Sin City. On the TV side, he did the scores for the Mighty Ducks Game Changers, the recent series, the Orville, and Santa Clarita Diet.
Okay.
On Netflix. Do you want to hear his bad stuff on his resume?
Yes.
Dora and the Lost City of Gold.
Why? I would like to forget that exists, and yet I keep getting reminded of it.
Mother's Day.
Okay.
Jennifer Aniston and Julia Roberts. 80 for Brady.
Huh? Okay.
But I have ones that are more in your lane here. So John Debney also did the scores for Aliens in the Attic. The Ant Bully.
Okay.
And Christmas with the Cranks.
Yes. A masterpiece of cinema.
Yes.
Okay. I still love that movie, and I always will, but every subsequent year that I watch that movie, the more I'm like, what the actual fuck is going on?
I'm glad it's finally dawning on you.
Yeah, I mean, I will still watch it every year, but I'll just make fun of it progressively more every year.
I just saw those there, and I was like, I cannot not bring this up. So, the film was shot by Peter Lyons Callister, who has also been around for a long time, going back to the early 90s. But he shot the remake, the 2005 remake of Amityville Horror.
Okay.
Did The Replacement Killers with Chow Yun-fat, and Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson, going way back. Janet Jackson and Tupac in that film.
Wow.
On the TV side, did episodes of Arrested Development, which is one of the greatest TV comedies of all time. And in my personal opinion, I have this one to my heart, even though it's a terrible movie. He did The Master of Disguise.
Oh my God, Julius loves that fucking movie.
I am a disguisey. Luigi Disguisey.
Early enough.
I want to be a master of disguise.
Oh my God.
Right? That's how it goes.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But yeah, we'll have more to say about SpongeBob once Chloe's seen it. So next week, dig in. We'll talk about SpongeBob then. Or just go see it and join in the conversation, because it's a fun movie and it deserves your money more than that Angel Studios shit film that's there right now. So
Which one?
David. Actually, I heard
Oh,
it's good,
another
but
David and
yeah,
Goliath
David
movie.
Goliath.
I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't know why they're pumping those ones out.
I don't
But
know. I don't know. And they keep saying that Hollywood has no new ideas. You know?
yeah.
All right, moving on. I got one left, and then Chloe can dig in on hers. But I saw it because, how can I not go see this movie? It was one of the biggest pre-Christmas anticipated films for a large demographic of people. I'm not one of them. This one's The Housemaid.
A struggling young woman is relieved by the chance for a fresh start as a maid for a wealthy couple. Soon she discovers that the family secrets are far more dangerous than her own. Starring Sydney Sweeney, Amanda Seyfried, Brandon Sklenar, Michelle Morone, and Elizabeth Perkins. Directed by Paul Feig.
I hated this movie until I would say just before the third act. There's a big reveal that comes between right there that kind of makes the experience a little different.
Yeah, because I was going to
Um,
say, this seems like an idea that I've seen a million times.
yeah, it's going in. It goes into a direction that I didn't really see, but it's also something that feels really familiar when it calls to Paul Feig because he did the Simple Favor movies, the Blake Lively, and it feels like a less comedic, like dark comedy version of that, like more playing towards this steamy thriller for The Housemaid. Amanda Seyfried is so great, and I
Yeah.
always love Amanda Seyfried, always have. She's
Yeah.
such a talented actress, so talented that Sydney drowns in every scene. Remember how I was saying with Ben Foster that it feels like Sydney's trying to keep up?
Yeah, it seems like a trend that if Sydney is paired up with anybody who's even remotely good at acting, just sinks. She just
Yeah,
sinks.
because she hasn't developed enough beyond like a handful of looks, if that really makes any sense.
Yeah.
There and I don't know, there's like five cycles of Sydney Sweeney faces. There's like kind of like awestruck, then there's kind of like the bitchy, the sultry. There's like certain ones, and it doesn't feel like it adds up to enough when you're dealing with somebody with just a whole cabinet full of tricks.
Yeah.
And it would even be the same towards Brendan Sklenar. He's not a hugely seasoned actor yet at this point. As far as big films, he did It Ends With Us, which I haven't seen, and Drop. Those are the only real big films that he has done so far. So I don't know. There's enough to that's entertaining. For me, there's a couple great needle drops. There's Lana Del Rey's Cinnamon Girl at one point in the film that is just a fucking great song. Like I really, really love that song. And then the needle drop for the credits is Taylor Swift's I Did Something Bad, which I felt was really fitting. So I really dug that one too, especially the way that song comes in. Good shit. But I don't know. The Housemaid, I middle of the road it for my review on it because I honestly the type of story that's trying to tell is not really my thing. It feels kind of lifetimey or
Mm.
like in that sense, but they do go big with it. It does feel like a Hollywood film, but yeah, I feel like the fact that I was displeased with the movie for a good chunk of watching it really worked badly in its favor. But let's get some nerdy stuff here. It was based on the best-selling novel by Frida McFadden. And the screenplay was adapted by Rebecca Sonnenschein, who's known for a Netflix show called Archive 81, which I saw a couple episodes of and I really dug. I think James Wan is a producer on it. I was hoping that it would get a second season. It hasn't, but they never said it was canceled either. It's kind of the same deal with Cabinet of Curiosities. It's like they haven't said if they're not doing more or doing more. They just leave it. So
I need more of that.
I don't know what's going on. It's honestly, because Archive 81 kind of does the story by story anthology within a story as well. It's a great way for filmmakers to get little short films made and really, really stretch their legs on it because it's cool stuff. But she's also a main writer on The Vampire Diaries. So there's that. The score for this one done by a guy I've already talked about before, Theodore Shapiro. Last time I talked about him was The Roses with Benedict Cumberbatch and Olivia Colman. And it was shot by John Schwartzman, who is Paul Feig's usual guy. So usual that this film is their 8th film they've done together. So
wow.
Yeah, they've done pretty much everything together. But he's also John Lee Hancock's usual cinematographer. Like he did The Founder with Michael Keaton, the film about the beginnings of McDonald's. It's really good.
Okay, yeah.
And also he works with Michael Bay a lot. So
okay,
some Bayhem in there. But besides that, he did the Seth Rogen superhero film The Green Hornet for Michel Gondry.
Yeah.
Did Benny and June with Johnny Depp and Mary Stuart Masterson, and Airheads with Brendan Fraser, Steve Buscemi, and Adam Sandler back in the 90s. Back when Sandler was a skinny supporting character guy. Back then. But yeah, I don't know what more I can really say about The Housemaid. You'll probably watch it for Sydney. But
she's made me mad again. So
with her non-committal.
Yeah.
Her non-committal to anything.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to lose the money of MAGA base.
Exactly, especially because she has to curry favor back like crazy because she lost so much of it with Christy because she played a butch lesbian and they didn't like it. So
yeah. So, but I don't know, just wasn't really for me.
All right, but let's start with the homework. Yes. Train Dreams. Yeah, beautiful to look at. I mean, just like the northwestern scenery. I mean, it looks like home. Mm-hmm. So
the movie starts with a falling tree, the camera on the tree. It's like
and you didn't tell me that William H. Macy was in this, so I was like, hold on a damn minute.
For like William the sweetest of scenes.
Yeah,
like the sweetest. The when they're in opposite tents, I was like, this is the greatest scene. I loved it.
Yeah, I couldn't help but laugh though when like they told him to shut up when he was singing, and then Robert's like keep singing, and he's like, no, it's gonna make them mad. I have a better idea, and he pulls out a fucking harmonica. Like, how is that better? This is worse. Yeah, and it's sad. I mean, like it got me choked up a little bit, but it got Julius pretty bad.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a hard film, especially that crawl through the fire where he's on fire and like all the dreams that he would have and stuff and like
rough.
The movie's so connected. It just feels so connected. And even the scenes of violence that happen in it are like
they're just like
shocking but flow in like a life way. Like when they toss that guy off the bridge.
Yeah. When I was like doing research, because like typically when I'm like watching a film like that, I'll do research as I'm watching it. In the novel that the film is based on, Robert's character, like Robert, didn't actually try to help at all. He was actually one of the men attempting to murder the Chinese laborer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so but they don't succeed, and he gets away. So I thought that was an interesting change for the film to kind of make him more of like a more
Sympathetic character.
sympathetic character, I
Yeah.
guess. Yeah.
Well, because it's just interesting watching a guy, and then especially like towards the third act of the film where he's emerging into a world that's changing underneath his feet,
Yeah.
and like to see his own work become obsolete.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like a weird aspect, and then in the plane to kind of embrace it.
Yeah.
Like there's so much beauty to it, and for me, Joel Edgerton is like the guy right now. Like,
He was great in this. Yeah.
yeah, I was really, really astounded by him. And I like Felicity Jones quite a bit in it too. That whole shit is just so heartbreaking. It's just so heartbreaking. And the
Yeah.
non-closure of it.
Yeah.
And
specifically when they were planning, like, oh, you won't have to go out there anymore. We're going to do our own thing so you can stay here. I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
Writing on the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A beautiful piece of just like a man's life in this time period. And I always have a strong interest in like the early 1900s area. So yeah, I really liked this film, and
Success.
I could see why was your number one. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on to the next film that I watched yesterday, which was Anniversary with Dylan O'Brien and
like
Diane
Kyle
Lane.
Chandler, yeah, Diane Lane, Zoe Dutch. The cast is crazy in this one.
What's her name again? McKenna Grace as well.
Oh yeah, McKenna Grace is in this one too. Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't remember the actress's name, but she was in Orange is the New Black. Anyways, the cast is really good in this. Everybody's really good. It's a thriller in this, like, I felt that it was a thriller, and it's labeled as a thriller, but not in the traditional sense.
It's time layered. It's a time layered, like, it's like a time elapse story.
Yeah.
Because it goes by year, you know what I mean? It's like the anniversary each successive year in a thinly veiled mega film.
Yeah. It's never blatantly that, but it's obviously that. Which, is part of the horror for it, because it's like, fuck, like, we're living in the beginning of this. Like, yeah, we don't live in America, but we're pretty damn close to them. So their problems are pretty much our problems.
I think the only issue with this movie is its rich people problems.
Yeah.
I think that's the only
yeah.
And it doesn't feel like it has enough to say.
Yeah, and it kind of stumbles on that, I feel. And like, apparently there was a whole like anti-immigrant thing that I completely missed. Like, I did not see that at all, but like reading up on it afterwards, yeah, it was like a whole thing that they were like removing immigrants, and that's why Moses, McKenna Grace's like kind of like boyfriend love interest who's Asian, just kind of disappears. But it's never said. It's never blatantly said. It's just...
Well, there's that awkward moment with Dylan O'Brien at the table. I don't think he ever comes back after that point.
No, he doesn't come back. And apparently that was racially motivated. I thought it was just him being a power-hungry douchebag, and then Moses being like, oh, I'm going to be a journalist. And then that was the switch to be like, oh, you're going to be a journalist. Well, you're going to end up chopped up like the last one. Like, I thought that was what the problem was, not racism.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, overall, it is a good watch, but when you kind of start to nitpick it, it's like, you didn't really say what you want to say properly. And the ending was weird for me as well. Like, I didn't understand Liz's angle at all, because she's like, oh, help me, to Diane Lane's character, and then she's like, no, you ruined America, so No.
Mm-hmm.
And then she doesn't need help at all because she runs everything.
Mm-hmm.
Like, over Dylan O'Brien's character. Like,
It feels like what they're going through is the long con. She was the student that took the grudge
and I get
to the
that,
most
but
extreme point.
why did she ask for help if she didn't need it?
I know.
Like,
Is that part of the manipulation?
She's the kingpin.
Is that part of the manipulation?
Well, it didn't work.
No.
So I don't know. Overall good, but when you look at it too closely, it kind of falls apart. And then last is Boots, which
This is the
was
epitaph for Boots, sadly.
Yeah, the birth and epitaph. I don't know.
I haven't watched an episode yet, but it is on my list.
It's really good. It is not a memoir because the guy's still alive.
It could still be a memoir.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, or an autobiography.
Well, that. So it's true to the largest extent that it can be. You know, being theatricalized. But yeah, it's about a closeted gay man in the American military in the 90s when it was illegal to be gay. And yeah, like it's funny. Like it's kind of every emotion. I mean, like there's parts that make you angry, there's parts that make you laugh, there's parts that make you sad, there's parts that are like romantic. One thing I do appreciate about this show is that they aren't gratuitous with the like sex scenes. Like
it's not heated rivalry.
Yeah, like it's like, okay, these characters had intercourse, okay, and we didn't have to see 90% of it. Which I appreciate in all media. We're not stupid. You don't have to show us the entire thing. And yeah, it got canceled. News of its cancellation came 3 days before I finished watching it. And it's because the Pentagon caught wind of it and said, nope, shut it down. And Netflix, being Netflix, were like, okay, and got rid of it.
So sad.
There was plans for, because the first season takes place entirely in boot camp. And then the end of the season is when they graduate and they become Marines. And then season 2 is supposed to be them going to war, but looks like we're not going to get that now. So I'm bummed. But I mean, it is still good for what it is. It does leave itself open to a second season because it ends with the beginning of the Gulf War. But it does it in a way that's like you can be okay with it just ending there. So I do really appreciate it for what it is, and I really hope that it'll release physically in some capacity, because I do believe it's a Sony picture.
No, it's possible that it could get released because a bunch of studios have released their, like Warner Brothers owns You, so they've released all of the seasons of You.
Okay.
And Sony, I think, did 13 Reasons Why, and I have 13 Reasons Why on the first season, at least on DVD.
Yeah, because I really want to get it physically in case Netflix decides to wipe it, because they also like to do that, specifically with queer shows.
I heard that they did that with Altered Carbon, which I never got to finish yet.
Yeah, they did.
God damn it.
But, I mean, watch it while you can, because it is great.
Awesome. Alrighty, so I've got a few reminders to give this week. It's right on Blu-ray now, and I think these actually came out last week, but we were busy doing our top 10, didn't want to overload the episode, so I'll overload this episode. A Big, Bold, Beautiful Journey is out on Blu-ray. I had fun with this movie, and I'm not really a romantic film type of guy, but the coconut beauty of this film really kind of won me over. Inarguably his worst film, but Colin Farrell and Margot Robbie are just, they're adorable. So I dug it, even though they don't have the greatest chemistry. But I reviewed it on the September 26th episode. Also, Black Phone 2 is out. I have my 4K copy, which originally actually got mailed to Kurt. And then they finally fixed that situation and gave me my copy. I had fun with the kind of momentum change in this franchise, and I reviewed it on the October 24th episode, so you can check that out there. And on 4K, and I have not gotten a distributor to answer my email about this, so I'm probably going to have to go out and buy it myself, and I assume Chloe is going to go out and buy a copy for her collection, because Begonia is out now on 4K as well. I reviewed it on the November 14th episode and also included it on my top 10 of the year, and Chloe reviewed it on the December 12th episode and also included it on her top 10 of the year. It was number 3 on both of our lists, I think. Yep. We felt the same. We're in wavelength for that one. We're like, Begonia has to be in the top 3, just right on the cusp of it. But we're almost ready to get out of here, but what are we going to talk about next week? A taste of next week. Still trying to, it's January, so we're still trying to figure out what exactly we're going to get to see, really. I didn't get to review Dead Man's Wire, which I talked about last week, so I will talk about that because I have seen it. I have screeners for these ones, so I'm excited to check them out. Is This Thing On, which is Bradley Cooper's new film with Will Arnett, and The Testament of Anne Lee with Amanda Seyfried, a musical done by the co-writer of The Brutalist, Mona Fastfold. Hearing a lot of good stuff about that, as well as Variety put it on their worst of list of the year. So it's very conflicting messages there. So that's weird. Ralph Fiennes has a brand new film, a little bit before his bigger film, and 28 years later, Bone Temple. But he has a film called The Coral coming out, and I have a mystery screening on Monday that's the horror edition, and I think, just lining up dates, that it's Primate.
Oh, I want to see that.
So I will possibly be bringing Primate if the lovely people of Landmark are gifting that film to me. But if it's not that, then I'll bring whatever film they bring. But that brings us to a close here. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, Threads, and Blue Sky at The Stevel Dead.
You can find me on Letterboxd at HoneyBunChloe.
You can also find all of the episodes for this show on stevestebbing.ca or go to the YouTube page, and please like and subscribe. You can also find us on shiftheads.ca. You can hear me a few different places. First, on After the Credits with Marina, Bill, and Melissa. You can find those episodes at atcpod.ca. You can also hear me on Tremble, the Horror Podcast with Kurt and Taylor. You can find those episodes at 3angrynerds.com. And you can also hear me now on Kelowna's AM 1150 every Friday just after the 8:30 news break. And you can also hear me on Shane Hewitt and the Night Shift, Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Toronto's News Talk 1010, found on the iHeartRadio network. You can also get all of those episodes wherever you get your favorite podcast. And that does it for us. We've emptied out our list for this week, so until next week, bye-bye.